For generations, men have wandered through life bewildered, seeking love, approval, and joy from women, only to face heartbreak, manipulation, or entrapment. Over 2 centuries ago, philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer unveiled harsh truths about female nature, truths so raw that many men reject them outright. By the end of this, you'll understand where you've been misled and how to reclaim your power. Stay focused, because what you're about to hear isn't just provocative, it's the critical insight most men will never grasp. Schopenhauer dismissed romantic fantasies. He viewed love not as a mystical connection or fate, but as a biological deception, a calculated illusion crafted by nature for one purpose: reproduction. That intense attraction, that overwhelming urge, that belief she's the one? It's not your soul bonding with hers, it's your brain running subconscious algorithms, evaluating fertility, genetic fit, and survival potential. Women operate similarly, driven by instincts prioritizing different traits. Schopenhauer wrote, "Love dominates nearly all human endeavors, outweighing all else." But he wasn't waxing poetic. He saw it as a trap, a temporary chemical rush that fades once its purpose is fulfilled. Reflect on this. How many men have ruined themselves for a woman who later left without a backward glance? How many relationships collapse when the initial spark dies? This isn't random, it's nature's blueprint. Women don't select partners based on fairness, devotion, or reason. Their choices stem from an evolutionary program wired to prioritize status, security, and genetic quality. A man's loyalty means little if he can't deliver these. Schopenhauer observed that women are driven more by instinct and emotion than by logic. This isn't hatred, it's reality. Look at dating platforms, where 80% of women vie for the top 20% of men. Look at divorce courts, where commitment often leads to financial devastation. History shows kings undone by lovers who betrayed them. The pattern persists because biology endures. Most men believe love is reciprocal, that sacrifice, care, and effort will earn them devotion. But Schopenhauer cautioned, love requires not justness but cunning. Women are drawn not to kindness but to strength, social, financial, mental. This explains why nice guys lose. They misread the rules, thinking love is won through service, while women instinctively gravitate toward men who don't need to grovel. Notice how women's interest often wanes once they've secured a man, how the dynamic shifts after the chase. Schopenhauer called this the tragedy of conquest. The thrill lies in pursuit, not possession. Once the goal is achieved, biology moves on. Men who cling too tightly, who make her their world, often watch her leave. But here's the key: this isn't women's fault, it's nature's design. The man who sees this stops blaming and starts planning. Schopenhauer's insight isn't about resenting women, it's about understanding them clearly. Love isn't a fairy tale, it's a transaction. And the man who negotiates from weakness always loses. But this is just the start. The next truth is even bleaker, revealing why modern men are losing ground and how to turn the tide. The game of attraction isn't fair or logical, and it's rigged against you. While society preaches equality, biology follows its own rules. Women hold the upper hand in relationships, not out of malice but because nature made them the selectors. From adolescence, a woman's value in the mating game peaks, while a man's must be earned through effort, status, and resilience. Schopenhauer put it starkly: women are naturally suited to nurturing roles due to their childlike, impulsive, and short-term thinking. He wasn't demeaning them, he was pointing out an evolutionary reality. A woman's youth and beauty are her leverage, and she instinctively knows how to wield them. Look at today's world. Men are caught in a contradiction, told to be vulnerable while women still pursue dominance, shamed for embracing traditional masculinity while confident alphas dominate dating. Men toil to provide, only to face divorce courts and paternity disputes. Schopenhauer saw this coming. Women, he noted, are like big children, their entire lives, guided by emotion over reason. Today this power has been amplified. Social media has turned attention into currency, with men as the unpaid workers, chasing, orbiting, begging for crumbs of validation from women who won't commit. Why? Because men have bought the lie that devotion alone suffices. Schopenhauer's insight cuts deeper. Female love is conditional, tied to a man's utility. A man isn't loved for who he is, but for what he offers. When he stops delivering, the affection fades. This isn't cruelty, it's biology. Women are wired to seek the best mate. If a man falters, she'll resent him. If he falls, she'll replace him. Society now celebrates this dynamic. Schopenhauer split men into two groups: those who serve and those who are served. The beta exhausts himself proving his worth. The alpha commands it effortlessly. You see it everywhere. The worker sacrificing health for a promotion to regain his wife's respect. The gym-goer sculpting his body only to find women want him for flings, not commitment, or the man spending his savings on a woman who vanishes when a better option appears. These men aren't victims, they're participants. But Schopenhauer didn't just expose the problem. He offered a way out. Rule 1. See reality as it is, not as you wish. The man who thrives rejects outdated romantic ideals and masters the game. The ultimate truth is the hardest to accept. It's not about women, it's about you. Face this and everything shifts. Schopenhauer revealed a chilling fact, now backed by modern psychology. Women don't compete like men. They don't confront directly or flaunt their power. Their weapon is subtle, instinctive, and devastating: emotional manipulation. While men battle with logic or force, women shape perceptions, bending reality itself. A man demands what he wants. A woman makes you think you chose it. Schopenhauer noted women's focus on the present, giving them an edge in reading social cues, tones, and dynamics with uncanny precision. A man thinks he's chatting, she's probing. Modern men believe they control their relationships. They're mistaken. From first dates to final papers, women steer through subtle tests. Compliance, how fast you adjust for her. Frame, whether you hold your ground. Investment, if you chase harder than she does. Schopenhauer warned of women's instinctive cunning, not as malice but as evolutionary strategy. In a world where physical strength didn't ensure survival, emotional intelligence became their power. Women who couldn't navigate male psychology didn't pass on their genes. Men fall into the trap by mistaking attention for genuine interest. Schopenhauer exposed the reality. Women are drawn to men who don't need them. Making her your purpose kills her respect. This explains why nice guys fail, why marriages falter when men sacrifice their drive, why women chase unavailable men. It's not about cruelty, it's about seeking higher value. Neediness destroys that value. Every interaction is a subtle power struggle, and most men lose before they know it's begun. She uses tears to dodge accountability, withholds affection to enforce compliance, flirts to test confidence. Schopenhauer called this the tyranny of the weak, leveraging perceived vulnerability to control stronger opponents. Fall for it and you're enslaved. See through it and you're unstoppable. The hope lies here. Once you see the chains, female nature is biology, not personal, you stop taking it personally. You stop begging for loyalty and start commanding it. The most dangerous lies aren't women's, they're the ones men tell themselves. Schopenhauer's deepest insight wasn't about women, it was about human nature's unyielding reality. Beyond attraction and power, he offered freedom. The fatal mistake men make is tying happiness to female approval. Schopenhauer saw through this. True happiness comes from within, not from others. The men who succeed don't chase women, they master themselves. Their purpose is so compelling that women become a bonus, not a necessity. History's greatest men, artists, innovators, leaders, weren't sidetracked by romance. They built legacies. Here are 3 pillars of unyielding masculinity. First, financial independence. Schopenhauer noted that money isn't about possessions, it's about freedom. Control your wealth, control your destiny. Second, intellectual clarity. Most men drift through life. The exceptional man sharpens his mind, questioning societal narratives through reading and reflection. Third, physical strength. Your body is the foundation of your will, neglect it and weakness spreads. Schopenhauer's wisdom is transformative. The safest way to avoid misery is to not expect great happiness. This isn't defeatism, it's resilience. The man who stops chasing love or fairness finds these things flow to him. What? He's no longer part of the desperate crowd. He's the prize. The struggle between men and women isn't personal, it's a biological drama spanning centuries. The man who awakens to this evolves, adapting to female nature without resentment. He crafts a life so powerful that women must rise to his level or step aside. Schopenhauer's final lesson. We lose most of ourselves trying to fit in. The choice is yours. Keep chasing mirages or embrace your true strength. The red pill isn't about hating women, it's about loving truth enough to forge yourself anew. This is where your real journey starts.